Good morning, fans, and welcome to the Midwest Donut Review Show. I'm Dave Leggett in St. Louis, Missouri. That is my son, Eric Leggett, in Sacramento, California. Hence the Mid, hence the West. We got it all covered. Eric, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing cold. It is cold and dreary here in Sacramento around the holiday season.
Sorry to hear that.
But I will be a dead man before I turn on my fucking heat in this place. PG&E can suck it. I'm not giving them any more money than they deserve.
Oof, we're starting our Christmas show with coal, which you could use to keep your apartment warm.
I think it's what PG&E does use. That's why it's so expensive.
So you are actually coming here to St. Louis for the Christmas holidays, and while you're here, it'll be mid-50s.
Yeah, that's about what it is here.
So I hope you don't have the same feelings about 50 here in the Midwest.
Well, it could be 50 there and still, like, sunny.
Yes.
It's, like, rainy and dreary here. Because, like, Sacramento weather, it does a thing where it's, like, it's one thing for a while. So, like, it's been rainy and dreary for, like, you know, since, like, last week. And it'll probably be rainy and dreary up until, like, the new year. But then we probably won't get rainy and dreary for, I don't know, 4 months.
Was it so dreary that you didn't want to go get donuts this morning?
No. If anything, it made me want donuts even more. So this weather sucks. How am I going to lift my spirits today? Donuts, obviously.
Boom. Yeah, the sugar rush and the sugar crash. Okay, so as we, for our new fans to today's show, whose friends told you to tune in to find out what the buzz is all about, Eric and I both buy the same donuts, the same 3 donuts, and we measure it, we price it, we taste it, we tell you whether or not it's worth getting when you go to that shop. And as always, we start with glazed donuts because glazed donuts is the minimum buy. You got to do a good glazed donut before you can start messing around with everything else.
Yeah.
And as we kick off the top of most shows, we do the donut news of the week. Eric, what have you found new and interesting for us in show number 20?
So, this week I have found an article from the Idaho Statesman titled, "This Longtime Boise Donut Shop Said It Was Closing, Then This Happened." Very fun, clickbaity title.
Clickbaity. I don't know if that's a term, but
I think it's...
we all know what it means. It's about communication.
All right. So this says, an iconic Boise donut shop announced that it was closed next month after decades of business. But in a last-minute flurry, DK Donuts, 1300 West State Street, will remain open after all, owner Ankirat Long said Thursday. On Wednesday, Long was given 30 days' notice by the landlord after negotiations for a new lease failed, he said. But after DK had posted a sign saying that restaurant would close on the 27th and local media reported the disappointing news, Long said he got a phone call. A real estate agent told him that the building had just been sold and that the new owner would agree to his terms for another 10-year lease.
Oh, that's rockin'. That's awesome news.
That is literally the day he posted, "Hey guys, we're going out of business. Can't figure this out." Someone with probably too much money that they know what to do with said, "Absolutely not." Bought the building, said, "Nope, you're still making donuts here." That's unbelievable.
So this rich savior could have purchased a 16-bedroom McMansion or saved a donut place.
Exactly. This is the kind of thing where it's like, if I ever like win the lottery or something and I don't tell anyone, this would be like a tell. If I'm just like, if I see like a donut shop I like is going out of business, I'm just like, actually, no, you're not. Here's a boatload of money to not go out of business.
So if you would win a lottery, if you came into some money, would you harbor the dream of opening your own donut place?
Probably.
That you would be at and give your time to?
Probably, honestly. Just because, if I knew that like, if it fails, that I wouldn't just be in shambles and left with nothing, like, to have, a little bit of a net to catch me, I would absolutely open up a donut shop.
I'm not sure if it's apples to apples or not, but the show The Bear, I just finished season 1.
Mm-hmm. Incredible.
And it's a remarkable show in that it really makes you feel like you are in the kitchen. And I don't know that madness and chaos would, on a sort of day-to-day basis, I don't know if I would be able to mentally still be a good person to other people.
To be fair, I think The Bear is not a super accurate representation. I feel like it's a lot of high stress, high strung things because the main guy has mental issues that is kind of like projecting on everyone else. Like,
but even the other
him freaking
characters
out makes things a lot worse. When in reality,
Yes.
he probably didn't have to freak out. He's just got stuff going on.
But the other characters in the show talk about you have to be crazy to want to work in a kitchen in this stressful environment. And I'm thinking, how is a donut shop not stressful?
Well, I mean, it's not made to order like a sandwich shop would be.
This is true. The
donut shop, it's, more or less, you make all the stuff that you're going to sell that day. And if you run out, you run out. It's closed. But in like a sandwich shop, It would be, hey, we need more of this sandwich. Better get started on making more of the meats or ingredients or whatever. Like, It's constant, made to order. But donuts, it's like, we made all of our donuts that we're going to sell today 2 hours ago. So we're just, that's what we have.
So none of The Bear is equal to any of the stories you had when you were at Donut Palace?
No, not even close.
Okay.
Except when he threw the donut on the floor. I did do that one time because it was a messed up donut. Well, I didn't throw it. I drop kicked it. It was a messed up donut, and I wanted to see what would happen. And what happened is the donut exploded. I'm here to do the research.
That's actually a little bit of a fun story, not actually a mental breakdown story.
Exactly.
So his was. And what I found really interesting is when he had a moment of clarity, he went back to the donut on the floor and tasted it.
Yeah, that was good.
And then told the baker, that's an excellent donut. I don't know if I'm up for eating them off the floor.
Yeah, no, I did not eat the one I drop kicked.
Okay, so that's good news that a donut shop was saved. And as I like to contribute to the beginning of the show, is some wacky and crazy donuts around the U.S. of A. However, as it is our Christmas show, and our general vibe is happy good times, I'm going to throw a little coal this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you about some donut fails that have happened in our great country. Back in 2014, Tim Hortons, the great Canadian joint, said, we could put out anything and people will eat it. And that's just not true. They put out a Buffalo Crunch donut. It was a fritter pull-apart covered in spicy buffalo sauce glaze, crushed buffalo chips, and it came with a side of buffalo sauce to dip.
Gosh. Not one of you was like, maybe ranch something for this? Nope, all buffalo.
That's a piece of coal for you, Tim Hortons. Don't do that again. And your favorite place in the whole wide world has two gargantuan fails. The Do or Dine.
Probably more than two, if I'm being honest.
Well, you don't know details, but I'm going to give you some details. In Brooklyn, Do or Dine featured a powdered sugar yeast donut that was filled with foie gras.
Oh my God.
Duck organ meat inside of a donut.
That's disgusting.
Here's what makes it even better. They were $11 a piece. Have some pate in the middle of your donut, and it's 11 beans.
What time would you even eat a donut like that? That's not a breakfast donut.
Is foie gras not a breakfast item?
And it's not a dessert donut. You don't eat donuts for fucking lunch or dinner. What the fuck are they thinking?
A little name recognition, probably. So...
Oh, you're the place that did the really stupid, shitty donut. Yeah.
Here's another one. Also in New York. They began it with a yeast donut. It had chocolate shavings on top and an orange clementine glaze. Inside, they put chocolate in it.
Okay, chocolate orange. Sounds good.
Yeah. And then they added beef bone marrow.
Did they play fucking Mad Libs to make a donut? Who had the bright idea? Like, they made like this chocolate orange donut, and then like the owner's son probably was like, throw some like beef bone marrow on that. And they're like, fuck, no, dude, what? And the owner's like, yeah, no, that's a good idea.
My son knows everything.
My son knows it. So, like, fuck, I guess, man. That's disgusting.
He's like, but Dad, the guy down the street's putting foie gras in his.
Yeah, we gotta compete. What the fuck?
So that's enough coal for one show, I think. Not a surprise. They all went away.
Oh, wow.
So, Eric, as we start every show, the glazed donut goes first, and we go up or down from there. So, where did you go? How big's that donut? How much did it cost? Kick us off, please.
So today, I went to Donut Heaven. And luckily, Donut Heaven isn't too far away from me. It's 4665 Mack Road here in Sacramento, California. Also very funny, it's like a block away from the Church of Christ. I really hope they did that on purpose. That's hilarious. Also, the little old woman working the shop this morning. Oh my God. That's incredible. My spirits are lifted just interacting with this woman. She's the best. And she gave me an extra glazed donut for free today. Because that's how cool she is. And I'm glad she did, because this was a really good fucking glazed donut. This one was 4 inches long, 2 inches tall. Set me back $1.60. These are all pretty standard measurements, standard prices, nothing too crazy. The dough was really, really good. I really like the texture of it, nice and fluffy. The glaze, I really like the texture of the glaze. I thought it sat on the donut nicely. I do wish it was a little bit sweeter. I think a sweeter glaze for just the glazed donut would have worked a lot better, because I like the texture of the dough, but it wasn't, super flavorful. So I think a sweeter glaze probably would have been better. But I'd say in terms of like mom and pop shop glazed donuts, I'd say this is about on par for them. Maybe a little above average. And obviously it's going to be, 10 times better than any chain you go to. So I think I want to give this one like a 3.6. It's nothing to write home about. But, if someone's looking for a glazed donut, they will absolutely be completely satisfied with this.
Okay. Donut heaven, huh?
Donut heaven.
I am getting some donut heaven vibes myself. Full disclosure. Today's donut place is the Donut Stop in Lemay, Missouri. 1101 Lemay Ferry Road in South County. It's at the corner of Telegraph and Lemay Ferry. This was the first donut place I ever got donuts from. because it was 3 blocks from my house, and my mom worked there for 3 years. So I've been back and forth about how fair or unfair it would be to judge these donuts. But I'm not judging the donuts as a 6-year-old when it was my whole world and the smell permeated our house every day. This is me as a grown man who can step back and say, and have some objectivity. So this glazed donut.
And before you start, I just want to say, for the donut stop, I have a picture of the donut stop in my home. This is a shop very near and dear to our hearts. That I have decided to bring it all the way with me to California.
No truer words have been spoken. Near and dear to my heart. And so maybe I have too high of expectations. We'll see where we're at. But here are the nuts and bolts. This glazed donut is 4 inches around by 3.5 inches, a little bit of oblong shape. It's 1 3/4 inches tall, so a good tall yeast raise. Costs $1.25. Great price for a glazed donut here in town. They glaze both sides, top and bottom, because of course they effing do. This is the OG donut place in my life. Of course you do top and bottom glaze. The love of my life of glazed donuts is how it crushes when you bite it, how it melts in your mouth. This donut melts in your mouth. The dough is flavorful just by itself. The glaze is excellent. Top, bottom, glaze everywhere. This is how you do a goddamn glazed donut. This is my vision as a youngster with rose-colored glasses of what a perfect donut is.
This is like that scene in like Ratatouille when the critic eats he takes a bite of the ratatouille and then zooms out and he's like a child and he's like, that's you eating this donut.
This is my 5.0 donut.
Oh. 5.
Where else can this donut be improved? The price, the size, the taste, glazed top and bottom.
Wow. 5.0.
It's the perfect glazed donut. Oh, Dave, you've been there since you were 4 years old. Yep. And guess what? They still do a fucking great glazed donut. They're the best glazed donut I've had in 20 shows.
Wow.
I don't know how else I can get away from this score. It's the best glazed donut during our show. And if it was $2, I couldn't give it a perfect score. $1.25.
$1.25 for that. Yeah.
And when you order a dozen, it goes down to $1 a donut.
Wow.
So bring those bad boys in. This was named the #1 donut shop by Food and Wine magazine in 2021 in America. It's all subjective.
Yeah.
There's great shops in Portland and in California and Chicago and New York. But this glazed donut completely and utterly lives up to its reputation.
That's incredible.
I'm kind of embarrassed to give this such a perfect score.
Score. A perfect 5.
Yeah.
Hey, that's no fault to the donut stop. You make a perfect 5 donut, you gotta grade it a perfect 5.
Perfect.
All right.
I think the rest of the show is going to go down a little from here, but
I mean, it has to. It physically has to. You can't go higher. So the next donut we got was a glazed old-fashioned donut. Mine was 4 inches long, an inch tall. This one was also $1.60. Again, pretty standard price sizing for out here. This was an excellent old-fashioned donut. What put this one over the edge for me are two things. The texture of the old-fashioned, I think, was perfect. It was just crispy enough on the outside where you get that crown that forms, where it was, not cake soft, but it wasn't crunchy. It was a perfect middle area, perfect texture for an old-fashioned. And the cake flavor on this was so good. And it really mixes well with the glaze that really isn't that sweet. I think if I got the sweetness of the glaze that I wanted on just the regular glazed on this old-fashioned, I think it would just be too much because the cake itself was very sweet. But I think the toned down sweetness of the glaze mixes really well with the sweetness of this cake for the old-fashioned. So yeah, I'd say this is definitely like one of the better old-fashions I've had out here. I think I want to give this a 4-1. This was just a really, really good old-fashioned donut. I think a lot of times old-fashions can be overdone. It's very easy to overcook an old-fashioned, and you get it a little too hard. I don't want to crunch when I'm biting a donut. Hence why we hate sprinkles. That texture on a donut is just not something I'm into. So I think finding that perfect middle ground with an old-fashioned absolutely elevates it from other ones. So yeah, 4.1 for this old-fashioned.
I believe this is the 4th time that we've done old-fashions in our 20 shows.
Mm-hmm.
And as I've mentioned before, the old-fashioned is kind of my sneaky favorite. It's
probably not that sneaky anymore.
Well, right. Only in as much as I don't hear too many people say, "What's your favorite donut?" and them say old-fashioned.
That's true.
In that regard, I think it's a little maybe underappreciated.
Yeah.
Underrated, yeah. So, Donut Stop. You've frickin' done it again. Top, bottom, glazed, both sides. They glaze the top and the bottom of the frickin' old-fashioned also. The dough by itself is as good of a cake dough as I've had from a donut place. Just by itself. The glaze is outstanding. It was fried perfectly. Lots of craggy parts of this donut. No greasy parts. It's just done so well. It costs $1.50. So a little bit more expensive than the glaze. You know what? I take that back. That was the pricing for custard donuts that we originally talked about doing today. Oh. This is also $1.25. So it's just getting better and better by the moment. It's 4 inches around. It's 1.5 inches tall. It's craggy. Great icing. Great cake. Tremendous price. It's the best old-fashioned donut I've had. Here we go again. 4.6. It is the Christmas season, and I'm trying not to be frickin' Santa Claus to this place. Make a less stellar donut if you don't want these big fat effing scores. I mean, I love old-fashioned donuts, and it jumps over the bar. I'm left with no place to go but up.
Yeah.
This is my favorite old-fashioned donut that we've had on the show. And it's probably not even close. So, I don't know how this third donut's going to hold up, but holy crap, man. This is the Olympics.
I kind of realized after you mentioned that old-fashioned is probably your favorite. Our third donut today, the blueberry cake donut, is probably one of my favorites too. So we kind of accidentally fell into, because Old Fashioned and Blueberry was not what we discussed last night. We had to do some changing, and it kind of fell into, we each got like our own favorite donut for this. So my blueberry donut, same price as the other two, $1.60. This one was only 3 inches long, an inch tall. This was a pretty small donut. But I will say, this was really, really good as well. The blueberry cake of this was just so good. What I really like is when you can feel the texture of the blueberries while you're eating it, but it's not, again, like crunchy. They're still soft enough that you feel them, but it just kind of goes along with the rest of the cake. I really also liked how light this cake dough was. This was, especially when you see only a 3-inch long donut, barely a hole in the middle, just how compact it was. You would kind of think this is going to be a heavy, dense donut, but it really wasn't. It was super, super light, which I love for a cake donut. Because for me, if you can make donuts where I can very comfortably eat several of them, I think that's ideal. So I really, really enjoyed this blueberry donut. I do wish it was bigger. For $1.60, I'm kind of hoping for a more than 3-inch long donut, inch tall. I wish it was bigger. I know cake donuts are smaller, but I just think at that price point, if you're charging the same for an old-fashioned or a glazed donut, I think it should be, at least on par with the size, but it was noticeably smaller, which I didn't love. I think I want to give this one 3.9. This was a really, really good blueberry donut. Definitely room to improve. But, for me, who loves the blueberry donut, I'm absolutely satisfied with this.
Okay. I love a blueberry donut, too. A blueberry cake donut, for me, the thing that you had talked about, is that good blueberry flavored cake.
Mm-hmm.
Can it survive on its own? This one does not. This one is blueberry-ish.
Blueberry adjacent.
That's the perfect term, yeah. Is it blueberry? Can you tell us blueberry? For sure. Is it good blueberry, like a blueberry muffin?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. The dough is soft. It's fried very well. The glaze on the cake is a different vibe than the glaze on the old-fashioned and the yeast. It's still very good tasting, but it doesn't pop off of the cake donut. This glaze does not. Cake is soft. It's done pretty well. It's fried well. It is 3 inches around, 1.5 tall. Costs $1.25. Those are all pretty good numbers. A little small. I kind of was getting the small vibe here too. Not mini donut small, but
no,
you can. It's just demonstrably smaller. In the case.
When you put it next to like a glazed donut or something, it's like, wow, that's a noticeable difference.
So, would you be unhappy eating this blueberry cake donut? Not at all. But it's a 3.4. It's just average, a little below average maybe. I guess when you win the marathon, you don't have to win the 100-yard sprint also.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
So, not a bad donut. But good heavens, man. And we even talked off air about, we had originally thought a chocolate iced custard donut was going to be one of ours today. Mm-hmm. And the monstrosity beast of a beautiful donut from the donut stop that is their custard, I think would have been a 4+ easily. But again, that's part of what we do here with this show is we tell you what we have that is good or average and allow you to get that and then discover something on your own.
Mm-hmm.
So, would you be unhappy with the blueberry? Nope. But if you really want the elevation from the donut stop, go glazed,
Yes.
and old-fashioned, and you'll be in heaven. So, what a
Not donut heaven. That's not here in Sacramento.
That's right. Metaphorical heaven.
Yes. Honestly, I think you should go to donut heaven just to interact with this old woman running the store. She was speaking fucking 2 words to her, and my spirits are lifted. She's incredible.
I mean, it's part of a whole thing, man. If you have great donuts, but you're a dick.
Yeah. I don't want fucking some 17-year-old at Krispy Kreme fucking taking my order through a drive-thru. That sucks.
What kind of tiny, small, little bitty average glazed donut would you like today, sir?
Disgusting.
All right, so our final trivia section of the year. Dun 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 dun. True or false, Eric?
Okay, 50-50. I like it already.
The hole in the donut was created by a sailor in 1847.
Is that all the info I get? Just
That's
a
it.
sailor in 1847?
That's it. Made up or true?
Well, why would a sailor need a hole in the donut? Because there's no way he did it purely for cosmetic reasons. There's no way a sailor is like, you know what would look cool? No. It's necessary for something. I'm going to say false. So why would a sailor do it?
It is true.
What the fuck?
His mom was the cook on the ship, and she was making the fried dough, but the middle was not frying as fast as the edges. So in order to avoid burning the dough, she'd pull them out, and the middle was still raw. So he said, "Mom, let's do this. Put a hole so that the whole donut fries at the same time." His name was Hanson Gregory, and he did not like that the middle was still undercooked.
So it was a sailor that we have to
He
think.
was a sailor. Yep. How about
I
that?
think he probably had skill set for something other than sailor. If he's coming up with that, if that's the thing he can just conjure, especially in 1847, I feel like sailing was probably not his true calling. I think he's just a victim of the time period he lived in.
I mean, maybe he wouldn't have said something if he didn't know the cook. Maybe he would have just suffered in silence. But he's like, "Mom, we got to do something here, maybe." All my buddies down on below deck are like, "Well, how come the middle's so gross?" All right, on to number 2. What is the world record for the most full-size donuts eaten in 8 minutes?
Most full size. Are they like glazed donuts?
Yes.
Glazed donuts in 8 minutes. I'm going to say. I don't think it's a super high number. So I'm going to go with 40.
59 and a half.
Okay, I don't think you should get to count halves. That's bullshit.
All right, 59.
59.
In 8 minutes.
That's pretty good.
That's over 7 a minute.
That's 7 donuts a minute. Oh my god.
For 8 minutes in a row. This record, James Webb set in 2017. Whose record did he beat? Who held the record before him?
Oh, man. I would say like Joey Chestnut or something.
That is exactly correct.
Fuck
He's
yeah.
not just the hot dog king. This dude He just slams
Oh man.
everything.
Well, since now I know it's Joey Chestnut, he probably made them super gross. Because have you seen those hot dog competitions
where they dip in water?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
So now I'm afraid they've ruined the integrity of these donuts, so they can eat them so quick.
You don't think they took 6 bites per donut?
No.
No.
Probably dunked them in water and awful.
All right. So Joey Chestnut lost that world record. He does, however, hold the world record for most mini donuts eaten in 8 minutes. I don't know why 8 minutes is the cutoff.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
why
like
is
double donuts? I don't know, but 8 minutes is
8 minutes though.
Yeah, the random number of minutes.
Yeah.
How many mini donuts did Joey Chestnut eat to break the world record?
8 mini donuts, and it's Joey Chestnut. So this is probably a lot. It's probably a lot of fucking mini donuts. I'm gonna say 325.
Oh my God, 304.
Oh!
Wow.
I got pretty close. That's pretty close. But
I mean, we've all eaten mini donuts.
See, that's why I think that one's good, because like they're small enough that it's like you don't have to like ruin the fucking donut by like dunking it and stuff.
That's
I feel
28 mini donuts a minute.
I think, you know what? I think I could do that once. I think I could eat
You could do 28 mini donuts in 1 minute.
Yes, but I don't think I could do any more after that. It's like I couldn't keep up that pace. I think I could do 28 in 1 minute.
That is every 2 seconds another one goes in. Every 2 seconds another one goes in.
You know what? Drop it down to 25, and I think I could do it. I think I could do 25 mini donuts in a minute. I think I could. No chance I could keep up that pace. No fucking way. But I think 25 in a minute, I could do it.
Is there any way when you come home for Christmas that we should set up and see how many you can do in 60 seconds? In some gluttonous display, because I don't think you can come anywhere near 25 in a minute.
I don't think
that 60 seconds goes by so quick.
I don't think I want to. Like, not when I'm home with you guys.
You can,
and I'm bringing my
but you
partner,
don't want to.
And I'm bringing my partner with me. I don't want that to be. I don't want like that to be like the highlight of the trip of them coming home with me. Like, how was the trip? Oh, it was fine. Except there was that one day Eric got really sick because he tried to eat 25 mini donuts in a minute. And it was really gross, and it just bummed everyone out. So I don't think when I come home is the time to do it. But there's many donut places out here. If there's, I'm feeling on a whim, today's the day, I might.
You have to record it.
Yeah.
Win or lose.
Yeah.
You gotta put it down for posterity.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm trying to think, would I just do plain mini donuts, or do you think I would do like cinnamon sugar on them?
I would think cinnamon sugar would be the best choice.
Yeah.
Because I think the chocolate glaze would be way too over the top.
Yeah, chocolate would be too much. And I think plain would just be... I think just plain mini donuts wouldn't be enough. I feel like it would just be...
powdered sugar ones, I think, would be just a mess.
Yes.
That would be a
funnier.
flying mess.
It would be funnier to watch, that's for sure.
Okay, so maybe we have something for the 2025 donut year.
Well, how much? What's the record for 1 minute? Let me look that up and see if I can just break that. World record.
So you think the world record, they have them broken down by minutes? Like 1 minute, here's the world record holder. 2 minutes, here's the world record.
Well, they have it for 8 minutes, so
that's what I'm saying. I think 8 is like the bar. Like if you're not going to eat something for at least 8 minutes in a row for donuts, you're not going to qualify.
Okay. This is on record setter.
I will reveal now, I did not get you a world record book for Christmas, so there's nowhere to look it up.
So there's this one from this man named Travis. He consumed 15 chocolate mini donuts in 57 seconds. But these are they're like donuts, mini donuts. I'm talking about the ones that like on Pier 39, where like you get a bucket of them.
Yes.
I'm talking about like those mini donuts. Like,
I think they both qualify.
I don't know, man.
I think the donuts.
The donuts seem bigger.
Man, we're gonna have to tap our science department here in the show and see what they have to rule on this.
Nadir Reda ate 20 chocolate mini donuts in 1 minute 37 seconds. 16 powdered mini donuts in 51 seconds.
And you think 25 in a minute is still doable for you?
I think it is. I think I could do it.
Woof. All right. I think I'd be better at like, how many donuts can I fit in my mouth at once? Like, that's probably more my capacity for world record breaking. Oh, man. What a hoot. Show number 20 in the books. The Midwest Donut Review Show. All right, so what we are expecting in 2025 is for all of our fans to tell 5 of their friends and family to come join the show and make some comments. Tell us what shops we need to visit, what donuts we need to try. Mm-hmm. And the best way for people to let us know
is commenting on our YouTube videos, commenting on our Instagram posts. Our Instagram is linked in the description of our YouTube videos and of every podcast episode on Apple Podcasts. And rating and review us on Apple Podcasts also helps a lot. Even if you don't have anything to say, just throw in a 5-star rating. Just gets us into the algorithm more and just gets more eyes on us. So even if you don't have anything to say, just rating us 5 stars could get us in the eyes of someone who maybe does have something to say.
And if you've enjoyed the show, let us know. If you want us to tweak something, F off, man.
Yeah, no.
But still episodes. Tell us.
They're pretty much perfected this, guys.
But still tell us what you think we should do just for you.
Yes, for your own omission.
All right, so today is December 20th, and this show will be the last show we do for a couple of weeks.
This will go up on Christmas.
Okay. What a Christmas present we are giving our fans.
Merry Christmas.
We're givers. We're just givers. So, Eric, it has been such a blast so far, and I'm looking forward to 2025. And everybody, thank you for joining us. I'm Dave Leggett in St. Louis. That's Eric in Sacramento. See you again very soon on the next Midwest Donut Review Show. Thanks, everybody.
Goodbye.